What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Please like, comment, and subscribe because it really helps me out, and I genuinely appreciate it. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how important it is to be healthy off a ship and on a ship, and the kinds of physicals that you could be taking or you will be taking while you're in this industry and how those two things connect. So let's just jump straight into the video. Now, when people generally try to find information on SIU Union, the apprenticeship, or just the maritime industry as a whole, they look up a few things. First and foremost, they look up how much money you can make as a merchant mariner. You see that a lot. Other things, folks will ask, how do you get certain credentials? They'll ask, about the SIU program or MSc, or just ask about, the particulars on what they're going to be walking into. They'll try to go on YouTube and watch videos. Just trying to get a general understanding of the job that they will be doing, depending on what department that they will be going into. But something that a lot of people don't talk about or just breeze over, and I don't understand why that is how important your health is while working in this industry, and how important it is to be healthy or try to be as healthy as you can or make healthy decisions, because it could end up biting you in the behind later on down the line. So the first part of this video I'm going to be talking about are the food options that you will have access to when you're on these ships. Now, before I get there, I will say when you're off a ship, it's easier to eat healthy. You have access to better foods, the types of fruits you like, the type of vegetables you like, the type of meats that you like to eat. You can work out, go to the gym as much as you like. You obviously have more freedom when you're off a ship. When you're on a ship, that's not the case. You can't just work out any time of the day. You only have certain times a day that you can work out. Obviously, because the other times of the days, you'll be working. But more importantly, the food options on these ships is something that people really need to watch out for. Now, thankfully, when I was on my phase 2 ship, I had two great sets of stewards and chief cooks. The first steward and chief cook that I had a chance to meet, they were actually married. They made amazing food. All the food was fresh. It wasn't a lot of processed food. And they genuinely cared about their job. The same with the second steward I met after the first steward and chief cook left. That second steward and that second chief cook, they were absolutely amazing as well. They made great food. They didn't make a lot of processed food, and they actually cared about the job that they were doing. A lot of that had to do with obviously the passion that they had for cooking, and another reason is because of the stores that you get. See, that is very important. The type of food that you will be eating on a day-to-day basis depends on the stores that you're going to get on your ship. If you have bad stores, more than likely you're not going to have the best food available to you. So remember, I just talked about processed food. On the ship that I'm on right now, the stores are mainly processed food. So a lot of the times when I go down there for a meal, a lot of the options that I have is chicken fingers, French fries, onion rings, chicken wings, fried foods, amongst other processed foods. Even for breakfast, you have pork bacon, you have processed turkey bacon, processed turkey sausage, pork sausage, fried tater tots, um, things of that nature. And like I said, on my phase 2 ship, I had a great set of stewards and chief cooks. On this ship, I'm not going to say they're not good at their job, but I will say that the options that they have to choose from as far as food really aren't the best. And then on top of that, I'm on an ROS ship, which means that since it's reduced operating service, meaning it's not in service, we're just sitting here at a dock, they're taking a major pay cut. I wouldn't have too much of a passion for cooking either if I had to take as much of a pay cut as they're taking. So I understand that. With that being said, the food is still bad on this ship. It's majority processed, and aside from that, the only other thing to eat are, prepackaged snacks, chips, candy, cookies, things of that nature, just generally unhealthy food. For those of you who are going to join SIU, the apprenticeship, um, you're going to see this firsthand. What I mean by that is, the SIU apprenticeship, it teaches you what to expect when you become a mariner. Not just the skills that you're learning, not just the things that you will be doing, but it's going to prepare you for the food that you might be eating on some of these ships. Let me be the first one to tell you, if nobody ever told you, the food at SIU is god awful. God awful. Um, some days you're going to see that the food is unedible. It's not. It's either not seasoned, or you're going to be eating the food and tasting it, and you're like, has this food been sitting out for days? I'm serious. Um, when I was there, I lived off of oatmeal and fruits. Uh, I couldn't eat that food. A lot of my classmates couldn't eat that food. It's absolutely terrible. And you're going to have some situations when you get on some of these ships where it's going to be the same way. And you're going to have to make a decision. Am I going to eat this food, or am I going to suck it up and make healthier decisions? See, there's been a lot of times on the ship that I'm on now. I go downstairs, I look at this food, and I'm like, this isn't the healthiest thing for me. It's processed food. If it's processed food, what? It has a lot of salt in there, amongst other things that are not healthy for you. Me personally, I want to make sure that my blood pressure is where it's supposed to be. I want to make sure my cholesterol is where it's supposed to be, because I want to always be fit for duty. And I'm going to talk about that later when I talk about the physicals. So for me, you know, there are plenty of lunches and plenty of dinners where I have to make the decision: am I going to eat this food, or am I just about to eat some oatmeal, or have some cereal and almond milk, or have two pieces of wheat bread with some peanut butter on there and drizzle some honey on top and call it a night, or call it a day. It's sometimes that I have to do that, but me personally, I don't think eating that unhealthy food is worth my health. I really don't. And I think a lot of people should really take that into account when getting on some of these ships. Now, for the physicals, the reason why I tell you guys to watch the food that you're eating is because you're going to have to take a lot of physicals when you're in this industry. You're going to have to take Coast Guard physicals. You're going to have to take union physicals. You're going to have to take company physicals. That's a lot of physicals that you'll have to take. And I don't want you to go and take some of these physicals and they mark you down not fit for duty, because then it's at the company's discretion on if they want to hire you on the ship or not. It's not going to completely ban you or bar you from a ship, but if you're not fit for duty, usually the ships that'll pick you up are usually ships that you don't want to be on anyway. You know, lower paying ships that are having trouble crewing because nobody wants to get on those ships because they're less than desirable ships. I don't want you to go through that. So that's another reason why I want you guys to eat healthy. These physicals and the amount of physicals that you will be taking, it's a lot. Then on top of that, you're going to have to take what's called a Anderson Kelly physical. Um, I was talking to some engineers the other day, and they said that a lot of merchant mariners quit or retired from the industry altogether because they had to take an Anderson Kelly physical. See, back in the day, you could just go to your doctor, have he or she sign off on if you're fit for duty, and you can go to work. The problem is that some of these mariners have, great relationships with their doctors, and the doctors just sign off and say, oh yeah, he or she is fit for duty. Then they get on these ships with all these ailments, something goes wrong, and now they have to seek medical attention or medical treatment. And because this quote unquote happened on the ship, now the ship has to foot the bill. And they're like, wait, you were just signed fit for duty. How is this possible? So eventually people got tired of it, and they started requiring you to get an Anderson Kelly physical. Now, what is an Anderson Kelly physical? Now, on the surface, it looks good. Anderson Kelly is just an organization that handles medical information and scheduling. He'll be sent to a clinic for standard Coast Guard medical drug tests and yes or work tests. So basically, you'll be squatting down and bending over, making sure that there's no pain. Anderson Kelly will make sure the clinic has all the proper paperwork and tracks your medical stuff for HIPAA compliance, basically so your employer doesn't have to handle the sensitive medical stuff. All they need to know is if Anderson Kelly has given you the thumbs up or thumbs down, or if you are fit or non-fit for duty. Sounds simple, right? But then you have this guy who explained what his Anderson Kelly physical experience was. And he says Anderson Kelly is somehow the largest medical consultant for maritime employment, despite being terrible at their job. There are different tiers ranging from basically your Coast Guard physical to blood work, EKG, breathing tests, hearing tests, crawling around in a Gumby suit, and x-rays, amongst other things as well. One time the doctor said he had to check for chemical burns on my... Come on, man. No one seems to know what's on the physical until it comes out of the fax machine. And I've never done exactly the same thing twice. It's not because they're tricky, it's because they suck. It's a bit like having a 5-year-old try to do your annual checkup with only WebMD and ChatGPT. Maybe you're fine. Maybe they misdiagnose you with lung cancer or jaundice. At worst, it's taken me 12 hours. When you get to a clinic or some hood urgent care, make sure they send your paperwork to the clinic, or you'll be sitting there waiting for paperwork that isn't coming. I cannot express how much I hate Anderson Kelly. And there you have it. That's just one guy's experience with dealing with the Anderson Kelly physical. I could have gone through that thread all day. But the general consensus is that every mariner hates taking them. They feel like it's pointless. They feel like they should be able to go to their, primary care physician, have them sign off if they're fit for duty or not, and go on about their business. But these companies don't feel the same way. A lot of them are getting tired of footing the bill for medical conditions for mariners that were signed off as fit for duty. I spoke to a lot of other veteran mariners, and if you ask them, there's a deeper, darker link to it. They feel like, they're just trying to push mariners into retirement, so they don't have to pay them a certain amount in retirement or pension, etc. And according to them, they have successfully done so. So in conclusion, I just want you guys to be as healthy as possible. I want you guys to always be fit for duty so you can take advantage of the opportunities, every opportunity that this industry has to offer. And, you're not just pigeonholed to a specific ship because of health reasons. I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you what you should do. If you're watching this video, you're more than likely a grown man or a grown woman. Do whatever you want to do. You're a grown adult, but I just want to I don't just want to see you guys work in this industry for a long time. I want you guys to be alive for a long time as well. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's about it. I wish you guys the best. God bless you. I'm going to be making more content. As I said, I appreciate, the followers that I've been getting. I appreciate the comments that I've been getting as well. I see them all. I try to respond to as many as I can. If you guys have any other video recommendations that you think that I should make, just drop it down in the comments and I'll do my best to get to it. That's the end of this video. I appreciate you guys. And until next time, you guys have a good day.